Chairman of the Board of Commissioners for LERC. Honorable Senator, to specifically answer your question, LEC has some problems. Well, LEC has problems, and we're all aware of. Today, we are rationing electricity because of the inability to generate and distribute electricity. We are aware of that. Every dry season, we sit with LEC, or before the dry season starts, September, go through what needs to be done so that we don't run into these problems. And in September, we went through LEC's operations. We were assured that this year we now have the problem because we were expecting to get electricity from the Ivory Coast, 50 megawatts as of January 1st. And unfortunately, we did not get it because our government was owing the Ivory Coast. And because of that, they put a stop to sending power over the border. It's extremely unusual compared to what it used to be. The hydro, we get daily reports from the hydro, from our engineers, to let us know what's going on at the hydro. The hydro water level is very low. LEC capacity has over 250,000 capacity customers. So as the demand grows, the supply is not there to meet the demand because of all the technical problems I've alluded to. So one of the things that we need to do, is we must focus on domestic generation because there are risks associated with relying on international, generation. If tomorrow Ivory Coast decides it's not going to support Liberia with electricity, we'll have nothing. So what I will implore you, honorable senators, is to look at our national budget. How can we fund the energy sector so that we don't run into these problems? Because the problem here is, honorable senators, is money. We don't have the money. So every day we monitor LEC, every day, to make sure that it's there. But there's nothing. You can't make electricity out of anything when there's no water. So what I would also want to recommend is that we create an enabling environment to attract independent power producers to boost domestic supply in Liberia. So to sum up what I've just said, honorable senators, the problem with LEC is that we don't have the electricity or the power because we are not able to generate and distribute because our water level is low, and the outsiders that we're depending on cannot supply us because we owe them so much money. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir.
My introduction, I said, overview of the whole sector, not only LEC. We need to tell us a little bit about rural electricity, where we have distributors all over Liberia, everything renewable, the whole sector.
Oh, okay.
Not just LEC, this is meant for LEC.
Oh, okay. For renewable energy, I won't be able to comment on renewable energy because it's an established entity on its own. So the rural electricity,
No,
we don't regulate RREA. But when it comes to the southeast, Nimba, Bunk, yes. We have jungle energy power in Nimba, and we've just licensed jungle energy power to distribute electricity in Banga, in Bunk County. We also did that for Nimba, for Maryland, the southeast, for Maryland, River G, and Grand Judea counties. So those areas are functioning. I have my team going out next month to the southeast because they've come and they're giving us a plan. And based on that plan, we license them. So now we are sending a team out there to see what they've done since they got their license. So I hope I've addressed your...
I'm sure I can go by the senator to...
Okay, all right, sir. Okay.
I guess, I know you got the letter that was received by Mr. Cannon.
Yes.
So we are addressing that letter. And we tell all the staff of the LEC.
Yes, Senator, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the Senate. I prepared a statement, if you permit me to read it, that is a direct response to the specific issues that were raised in Senator Connell's letter. So I'd like to read that specifically. From my review of the document, the first issue raised was that LEC owes CI Energies, and because of that debt, CIE is not providing the power contracted by LEC under the power purchase agreement. Consequently, LEC is forced to engage in power load shedding. My response is that the conjecture is not totally accurate for CIE reduction in power export to Liberia. This reduction in export to Liberia is due to the unavailability of 3 of CIE's generation plants, namely Aceto 3, Aceto 4, and Cipro 5. As a result of this situation, Côte d'Ivoire has reduced its export of power to Mali, Burkina Faso, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea.
Do you have copy for us?
Copy of,
What you read?
yes.
Yeah, please distribute it.
So I only have one copy extra.
Yeah.
Its industrial sector to alleviate the situation and allow tariff increases totaling 25%. Now to the payment of CIE energy bills. Liberia is responsible to pay 3 separate CLSG associated bills. First, $20.2 million, out of which we have paid $14.6 million, leaving $5.6 million balance. Contrary to Senator Connor's claim that LEC owes CIE close to $17 million, LEC owes CIE $5.6 million for the energy it consumed, which in fact is the government of Liberia's commitment and not LEC. Government owes an additional $8.3 million balance for the legacy debt, which started accruing as far back as I mentioned, which was never paid by the Ministry of Finance. Nevertheless, I'm pleased to inform this committee that with its limited resources, LEC has paid $7.2 million, while the government has paid 7.4 of the bills from CIE for current consumption against a total billing of $20 million, thus leaving a current balance of 5.6 as of January 2024. LEC has also paid over 90% of the transmission charges in the amount of over $5 million, leaving a balance of $930,000. These payments amount to approximately $12 million, which were paid solely by LEC from its own resources, while the government paid about $8 million and yet ran a bill of over $12 million with LEC. So in conclusion, to the first allegation made, CIE did not curtail energy simply because of supply to energy, simply because of non-payment of invoices. If I may reiterate, we have paid $14.6 million out of $20.2 million. The second issue raised by Senator Connor is that Moni Captain, as chairman of LEC, convened a board meeting and appointed himself as CEO. Moni Captain was appointed by President George Weah as CEO on July 1, 2022, in a letter of reference GMW/MOS/RL/230/2022. Permit me, Mr. Chairman, to present a copy of this letter.
You have enough copy for all senators?
No, sir. My apologies.
No problem.
I would also like to clarify that as of July 22nd, 2024, the tenure of the entire board of LEC expired. Presently, and I had prepared this statement prior to the appointment of the board, but at that time, LEC did not have a board of directors, and neither was I chairman of the board after January 22nd. The third issue raised by Senator Connor is that Moni Captain signed a contract with LEC to get paid as a consultant through the $96 million loan portfolio with the World Bank. The $96 million loan portfolio is not LESAP as claimed, but the Respite project for the solar power plant and Mount Coffee Hydro expansion. My contract is therefore not funded under the $96 million World Bank Respite financing project. However, under LESAP, which is a $64.2 million program that is part grant and part credit, there is component 3, technical assistance for institutional reform, capacity building of sector institutions, and implementation support to LEC. Component 3, subcomponent 3A provides for management support to LEC, which was used to pay for the management service contract at a cost of several millions of dollars. It was agreed between the bank and the government that support for a management service contractor would be replaced by hiring 2 senior executives at LEC, namely the Chief Executive Officer and the Chief Operating Officer. Both positions were procured under World Bank procurement guidelines, leading to my engagement as a contracted Chief Executive Officer. My contract was signed by the Minister of Mines and Energy as the Sector Minister and representative of the government. It expires at the end of November of this year. Allow me to note that despite being, and let me clarify also, that LEC has never paid me for being a CEO. Not at any time. Allow me to note that despite being appointed as CEO by President Weah in July of 2022, I later submitted to a World Bank procurement process that led to my engagement as a contracted CEO financed by the World Bank. This process was necessitated by President Weah's rejection of the short list of candidates recommended for CEO in the agreement of our development partners. I want to emphasize to this august body that the local management team has only overseen